A dry chia seed dropped into water will do something that most seeds simply don't. Within minutes, its surface thickens into a translucent, jelly-like coating. Within half an hour, the seed can be surrounded by a layer of gel several times its own volume. This isn't a curiosity confined to overnight puddings. The same transformation happens inside the digestive tract, and it's the starting point for almost everything chia seeds actually do to the gut. That gel-forming behavior comes from a specific class of fiber on the seed's outer coat, made up of soluble polysaccharides that bind water molecules and swell. Chia also contains insoluble fiber, concentrated mostly in the seed structure, which doesn't dissolve or gel at all. The distinction matters because these two fiber types behave very differently once digestion begins, and conflating them is where a lot of oversimplified health claims start. Once swallowed, chia seeds meet stomach acid and enzymes built to break down starches, proteins, and fats. Fiber resists that process almost entirely. It passes through the stomach and small intestine largely intact, continuing to absorb water along the way. This has a few measurable, plausible consequences. The gel layer slows the rate at which stomach contents empty into the intestine, which can blunt how quickly sugars from a meal enter the bloodstream. It also adds bulk and softness to the eventual stool, since undigested fiber and the water bound to it both need somewhere to go. Insoluble fiber contributes additional bulk without the gel, which can help move material through the intestine more consistently. None of this is exotic. It's the same general mechanism behind most high-fiber foods. Chia simply performs it with unusual intensity per gram. What fiber doesn't do is scrub or sweep the intestinal lining, despite how that image gets used in marketing. There's no scraping surface, no mechanical cleaning action. What's happening is closer to a slow-moving, water-retaining mass moving through a muscular tube, not a brush. The material that survives digestion eventually reaches the colon, where the environment changes completely. This is where trillions of bacteria live, and many of them are equipped to do something human enzymes can't: ferment fiber. Soluble fiber from chia is a usable substrate for a portion of these microbes, and fermentation produces short-chain fatty acids, including acetate, propionate, and butyrate. Butyrate in particular is notable because colon cells use it as a preferred energy source, and it's been linked to markers of gut lining health in laboratory and animal studies. That link is genuinely interesting biology. It is not the same as proof that eating chia seeds improves anyone's gut health in a measurable, lasting way. Fermentation depends heavily on which bacterial species someone already carries, shaped by years of diet, genetics, and environment. So two people eating identical amounts of chia can end up with meaningfully different fermentation outcomes. This is where the evidence needs to be separated by type. The gel-forming mechanism and the fermentation pathway are well documented at the mechanistic level, observed directly in lab and physiological studies. Some observational research has associated regular fiber intake, including from seeds like chia, with lower rates of certain metabolic and cardiovascular issues over time, but observational data can't prove that chia caused those outcomes. It can only show a pattern alongside many other lifestyle factors. Randomized controlled trials specifically on chia seeds are fewer, generally short-term, and produce mixed results. Some show modest improvements in post-meal blood sugar response or small increases in reported fullness after a meal. Others show negligible effects on weight or cholesterol over several weeks. The honest summary is that mechanistic plausibility is strong, epidemiological associations are suggestive, and direct clinical proof in humans remains limited and inconsistent. Given that, it's worth being specific about what chia seeds don't do. They don't detoxify the digestive system. The body's own liver and kidneys handle that role, with or without chia. They don't guarantee a healthier microbiome, since fermentation outcomes vary too much between individuals to promise a uniform shift. They don't cure constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, or diabetes. And treating a fiber source as a substitute for medical care can genuinely backfire, particularly in people with certain digestive conditions who may react poorly to a sudden gel-forming fiber load. They don't produce guaranteed weight loss on their own, and they don't repair or reset gut function overnight. Biology doesn't move that fast, and a single food, however fiber-dense, doesn't operate in isolation from everything else someone eats. What makes chia seeds worth paying attention to is narrower and less dramatic than the marketing suggests, but still real. They deliver an unusually concentrated combination of soluble and insoluble fiber, along with plant-based fats, protein, and micronutrients in a small serving. That combination plausibly supports slower digestion, added stool bulk, and a fermentable substrate for gut bacteria capable of producing beneficial short-chain fatty acids. Whether that translates into a noticeable difference for any one person depends on their existing diet, their microbiome, and how consistently they eat fiber overall, not on one ingredient added occasionally. Chia seeds aren't a gut health shortcut. They're a genuinely interesting fiber source that only does meaningful work as part of a broader pattern, not as a replacement for one.